My name is Consuelo Gaines, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. I teach in the public schools there. I have been a partner with Kenneth, Copeland Ministries since, I believe, 1992. I teach at Brian Piccolo's school in Chicago, and it's in what some might call a lower economic area and that sort of thing, although I grew up in the area, and I've been in the same school for 14 years because I love the kids and I love their families and I love the impact that I feel I can make there, and the investment because I actually live in my neighborhood, and so I live a couple blocks away from the school, and I believe that's where God called me to be, and so that's where He needs me, and that's where I want to be. And so I constantly work to bring Him into that environment, whether they allow us to preach, quote unquote, or not. I believe that my life being the light and the salt that He desires for me to be in that building, in that classroom, in that environment, with my colleagues, with the families, I believe that that's the most important thing.
And Consuelo, you're not only involved in school and doing all these things afterwards, you're also very involved in your church, correct?
Yes. I run the youth department in our church. I do a host of things, anything that needs to be done, pretty much. Directing the children's choir and hosting the programs for kids to show off their talents and the scriptures that they learn, challenging them to go and learn those scriptures, to learn the commandments and to memorize the Word of God, bringing them here to the Super Kids Academy and allowing them to participate in that and to see just the wondrous work of God and the love of God at work in all kinds of kids from all kinds of places.
And then some pretty spectacular things happen to you. Tell me about some of the things that happen.
Oh, wow. We have summers off as teachers, and so I took the summer off and took time to come here, and afterwards went back and was a participant of an award, Jones, New York, in the Classroom, which is a nonprofit organization that tries to impact the classroom in different ways. They and many other sponsors, big corporations that sponsor with them, give an award out every year to about 7 teachers around the country, and I happened to be the recipient in Chicago, and I was just floored. I guess colleagues and my family and other students that I'd had in the past, parents that I'd had in the past, all nominated me, and they were so touched by that they decided to award me that award, which was phenomenal. But I got a makeover with, $1,000 worth of work, quote unquote, makeup and hair and clothes and all this, from one of the top, providers in my city, and my joy was so full and overflowing. And not only did I get to have that wonderful thing to happen to me and get made over and be on TV and the news cameras and have a magazine article done about it and be on the internet about it and have this wonderful thing done, but they also come in and make over your classroom, and they also do work in your school. And $30,000 worth of work these volunteers came in and did in a day, just swept out. Yes, they asked me, what would you want in your perfect classroom if you could have anything you wanted? What do your kids need? What supplies do you usually have to buy? And all of those kinds of things. What should we do to make an impact? So they came in, they revamped the entire classroom, got all new materials for the kids, and organized all of my stuff. They, brought in workers to come and paint and put murals on the walls and bring beautiful colors into the room and rugs, for sitting and story time and all of that. They redid the entire teacher's lounge. So it didn't only impact me, but it also got to impact my colleagues as well. They painted a couple of the classrooms. And so my students during that time, me and all of my colleagues in my entire school got to benefit from this award. And so that's my heart. My heart is, not just rewards and accolades for me, but I want to do something for all the people around me. And that was just a fulfillment of that dream that I had inside of me that no one else knew about. No one else knew that but God. And He fulfilled that, and there was no bringing me down from the heavenly clouds from that time to this. I can't say anything about it without smiling. It was the highlight of my career, and my career's just begun. I have so many more years to go, so I can't even think of what God may do next, but I thank God that He does exceedingly abundantly above all that I can ask or think, according to that power that works in us.
And this year you've come back to the convention and you brought some guests with you.
The teaching itself has just been a great uplifting for me, and that's one of the reasons I come, just to be refreshed in the Word, to be motivated to go forward in God, to be motivated to continue the work that He's begun in me and that He's using me for, to continue to impact the lives of others that are around me, no matter what, and no matter what the opposition, no matter what trials and tests and temptations and all of that may come, to be able to say, God, I'm going to do and fulfill the plan that you have for my life and the purpose that you have for my life. And I love how Sister Gloria just makes that teaching so plain and how she brings that out so much. So we're blessed to be a blessing until all the families of the earth are blessed. And Kenneth Copeland Ministries has helped me to do that, to be a part of that.